Hi, my name is Jacqueline Wilk, and I am currently a 25-year-old event planner out of Worcester, Massachusetts. I am the middle child of two sisters who grew up in Woodstock, Connecticut. For my past work experience before being an event planner, I worked at a group home for teenage boys with behavioral issues. They were between the ages of 13 and 19, and it was an 8-bed residential home in Rhode Island, and it was a very rewarding experience that I did. Before that, I was a server at multiple restaurants, and at my previous college, I was a resident assistant who also worked in a crisis intervention hotline place, a safe haven for people to come and discuss any issues that they were having on campus. A time that I worked well on a team, I would have to say, is pretty much every day that I work at my current job. Not only am I an event planner, but I also work as a part of catering staff. So I work with my chef, I work with other coworkers to handle events from start to finish. I would say that the best time that we worked on a team was when we were on our way to an event for a corporate function for a new client. They had requested expensive linen, they had requested all different types of high end details that we don't typically provide. And I was put in charge of linen. My chef was put in charge of the food. My other coworkers were put in charge of setting the tables and things like that. It was my job to secure the specialty linen, to call around and do to different companies to make sure that we could have it and to make sure that it came in on that time. I think that without my team, we wouldn't have been able to pull off the event, and our client was really happy. So that was pretty rewarding. It was great. Oftentimes, with my job, prioritizing is absolutely necessary. Whether it's answering my emails or meeting with potential brides or working an actual event, I have to go and decide which is more important at the time. And on top of trying to take days off when working 50, 60 hours a week, it's not always easy. So I make a schedule every morning of things that need to get done that day, as well as things that could be done the next day. Kind of put things in order of priority and in what is absolutely necessary for the time being. I also tend to kind of set a schedule, from 8 in the morning till 12 to do emails and office work. That way I can leave the afternoons open in case of any appointments or if I have to go out on events. That prioritizing takes a lot of work to do, but I think I'm finally starting to master it after working there for 8 months. A time when I had to go above and beyond the call of duty was actually this past weekend. I was originally supposed to have the day off on Saturday. I worked a crazy week, and one of my coworkers called out. She had a personal emergency that she couldn't make it for. Now, her role is a much more hands on role on an event in the aspect that she needs to cook before arriving to our catering events, and then while she's there she needs to make sure that everything stays stocked and does plays a different role. So I kind of had to be a pinch hitter in that aspect. I had to go and learn how to do her job in the kitchen just this past Saturday, and then bring those cooking talents to the event. One of her talents is that she cuts the cake for any cake cutting ceremony, so I had to learn how to cut a massive cake into 200 pieces, which I had no idea that I had to do. So going above and beyond not only helped my team out, but it helped her to go and take care of what she needed to do. And it gives you experience to be able to do that, which is great. So I was excited that I got to learn how to do something that I didn't already know how to do. So, and every experience helps you just to be more valuable, especially at the company, especially, in the future for whatever you need to do. And it only helps for your future. I think that I handled being able to do that, to hop in to her job or to do the catering decently well. I know that I was personally overwhelmed, but I was able to kind of, like we talked about before, prioritize and kind of say, okay, well, this is what needs to get done. This is how I'm going to handle it. And saving face is really important as an event coordinator, because if people see that you're stressed out, then they start to get stressed out. So remaining calm is one of my strong suits, is one of the things that I need to do daily, and it's one of the reasons why I can be a team leader. So I think that I handled that situation very well, and you know the bosses were impressed at the fact that I was able to just say, okay, well, whatever you throw at me, I can do. So that was great. Working effectively under pressure is one of my main roles in my current position. On a wedding, it is a bride's their dream day. They want it to be exactly what they want. Every single bride has a different vision. Every bride knows exactly how she wants her day to go. And the last thing that they want to do is worry about the minute details, which is why they hire an event planner. It's why they hire a caterer and so on and so forth. So a perfect example of a time that I worked under pressure was I was working a 60-person wedding and the linens didn't arrive in time. So I had to figure out how to get these specialty linens that she wanted to the event within I had a 4-hour time span. So instead of freaking out and panicking, I started calling around to different linen companies that were local. I was able to find the closest linens possible. They weren't exactly what she was looking for. And I went and I ordered them, and then I took that to the next level and I brought them to the event. I organized, I set them on the tables and I did everything that we typically do with linen. And then I also handled the crisis with the bride and let her know that it was an error, but it was handled and that it was nothing that she needed to worry about. She actually came up to me afterwards and thanked me, which was really sweet because it kind of just makes me feel like being able to handle something like that helps to ease someone else's day. And that's kind of the reason why I like doing what I do. I would say a time that I showed initiative would be certainly applying for this current position, which I know I keep talking about a lot, but I was way underqualified for to be an event coordinator. I'm getting my degree through College for America in business and communication, which is perfect qualifications to be an event planner. But beforehand, I didn't have the education that I needed. I didn't have experience. I had no real experience even planning an event. I did it for fun. I did it for, as a hobby, but never professionally. So I took the initiative to not only apply for this position, but also to interview for it. And I remember being terrified walking into the interview, but also knowing that this is what I wanted to do. I've always dreamed about being an event coordinator and knowing that I have the skills, even if I don't have the experience, that I'm capable of learning everything that needs to happen and everything that an event planner does, I can definitely learn it and run with. So I had to walk into the interview super confident, knowing that I was not qualified for the position. And during the interview, my current employer, she would ask questions like, "Oh, so what have you done in the past?" And I had to kind of be like, "Nothing that you would want for experience," but being honest about the fact that I wasn't as experienced, but I was really willing to learn and willing to put in the effort, I think made me seem more human and made me seem more approachable. And I think that ended up getting me the position that I'm in. And now I've learned so much in the past 8 months, and I can't wait to continue learning. And I'm very happy. And luckily, my employers gave me a chance. But it's one of my accomplishments is kind of going for exactly what I wanted to do, regardless of the bumps in the road that most people might steer clear from. I think that if there's anything else that you should know about me, it would be that I am incredibly motivated to get to the next step and to keep going and to be a professional. And I work hard and I learn quickly. It's important to me to take on as much as possible or to take on whatever role I need to get to the next level. And I'm not afraid to ask questions and I'm not afraid to admit that I'm wrong, which I know some people struggle with. And, it's never easy, but I think it's important to growth. You have to be able to accept that you make mistakes in order to keep moving forward, and it's better to try and fail than to never try at all. So with that, if you need any more information, please contact me. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it.